Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Dragonfly Voyagers weekly catch-up call. We're going to have a chat about our travel club membership. I'm going to show you some of the trips that we've been on, some of the money that we've saved, and some of the money that we make. My name's Paula. I'm from Manchester in the UK. I'm a single mum of four, and I've been a part of this club for about 8 years. And to say it's transformed my life, it has absolutely changed everything that I ever wanted to do in terms of travel. Travel has been on my radar since I was at school. I did travel and tourism GCSE with flying colours. And ever since then, I've always had this passion for travel. And it's not until I had kids that I realised, you know what, I'm not doing enough of it. So what I would do is save all year for one trip to take my four children away. And that would be it. Then it'd be the odd weekend here and there if I could afford it. But travel was kind of getting beyond my grasp financially, and it wasn't something that I could easily afford. And then I found the travel club, and I now travel at least 5 times a year. And it's because of the savings that I make and the money that I make through this travel club. So it's been an absolute earth-shattering, groundbreaking thing to start doing. That was 8 years ago. So I'm going to share my screen. If you are seeing me and you have been passed the link to have a look at what we're sharing this evening and you have any questions, please go back to the person that has shared this video with you. If you know me directly and you've got any questions, please let me know as well. But first port of call is always the person that shared this with you, just to make sure that they are able to help you in the right way. So that is our team Dragonflies that you've just seen there. We've been around, we're heading into our 14th year now in March, I think it'll be. And the founders of our travel club are here, as you can see, David and Adela Hart. They've got over 35 years experience within this industry. David has actually been a runner-up for Entrepreneur of the Year, which is a massive award in the States. He is the most down-to-earth CEO that I have ever met, and I've been fortunate enough to meet him a few times now. And he is all about the people. He's all about family, and he's all about the people that are doing this and that are sharing this travel club. One of the things that he believes, and I completely agree, is that travel should not be reserved for the rich. But that seems to be what happens. There's only rich people that can go to beautiful places. No, not on our watch. Now, we're in over 60 countries across the world. We've got head offices in Temecula, California, Madrid, Spain, and Almaty in Kazakhstan. We have grown so much over the past 13 years. Remember, I started 8 years ago. What we had then was nothing compared to what we have now. And what happens within our travel club, our CEO spots, or us on the ground that are doing the work, we spot a gap. We go to our CEO, we feed it back to our support team in corporate. They fill that gap. They make sure we've got everything that we could possibly need. It is absolutely, it's like a breath of fresh air being part of this business when they're so open to helping us in the way that they do. We're known as the Netflix of travel, and that's because we're a subscription service. The subscription that you get, it doesn't give you movies, it gives you travel, it gives you huge discounts, and it also optionally gives you a chance to earn from our travel club as well, if that's something that you want to consider. And you pay a subscription every single month. And then when you have paid that subscription, the subscription that you've paid turns into points that you can redeem on all of these things. Now, there's three different areas of our membership that I want to talk about. The first part of our membership is our wholesale search engine. And what you're going to find out in a minute is a really big secret that the travel industry tries to hide from you. You're going to find out all the secrets here because we don't keep secrets. The wholesale search engine is a search engine just like any other, but it brings back wholesale prices, so not retail. What that means is there's no commission added to it. We are not travel agents, please be aware of that. We don't book travel on behalf of other people. We empower others to book their own travel. Most people do that anyway. It's just they're not using the platforms that are going to save them money. We are that platform. So that's our first part. The second and third part of our membership are called Getaways and World Tours, and both of those rely on our subscription. Remember that's transformed into points, relies on redeeming those points to get the price down. And you're going to see some of the prices tonight that are absolutely out of this world. But I can guarantee you that I will know if I've not been, I know someone that has been on these trips. So first we're going to start with the search engine. And this is what is a secret in the industry. No one wants you to know this. But 95% of all online search engines are owned by just two companies. So when you're doing a comparison on two or three different tabs, you're looking through and scanning through each of those tabs, the likelihood of those companies being owned by one of these two is very high. And for me, that's a monopoly on something that should be available to all at the discounted rate, in my opinion. Now, I think I've been spoiled because that's exactly what we get. Our search engine is completely independent of these two companies, of any company, in fact. It's our own company that runs our search engine, and it brings you back the net basic rates that everybody has access to. We don't have reason to add commission because we're not travel agents, so we don't need to add commission. This is a perfect example. Lisbon in Portugal, with Booking.com, you're going to look at two adults, two children, £6,485. When you look at our price, you're saving over £2,500. So that £2,500 is actually the amount that Booking.com have added as commission. Now they've got overheads, they've got celebrity endorsements, they've got big adverts everywhere, they've got a massive marketing budget that they need to cover. I get it, I get it. But travel doesn't have to work in that way, and we don't work in that way. We work off word of mouth. And we do that so we can save you £2,593 in Portugal. So just bear that in mind as we're going forward. Now, number two, the second part of your membership. Remember, we talked about your subscription. You pay every single month. That subscription is then transformed into points that you can redeem on getaways, which is what these are, and world tours, which I'll talk about in a second. All of these trips are for four people. And if you look at the tax rate, it says at the bottom in small writing, plus tax. The tax is anywhere between 55 and £65 for the whole stay. Each one of these is for 7 nights. I'm going to just let that sink in because you could go and stay in the Canaries for four people for £6 plus tax. Say we're looking at the top end of the tax rate. You're looking at £65 plus £6. That's £71 that you're going to stay for a week in the Canaries for. There is no travel agent on the land that can offer you this. We can offer you this because we are a premium platform that you pay for the privilege of being a part of. And that costs you less than a coffee a day, which I'm going to tell you a bit more about in a moment. Cabo San Lucas, one bedroom suite. That retails at least 1,043. Our member rate is £119. Remember, that's for four people. That's for a week. Plus your tax, you're looking at top end, maybe £65 added onto the top. So that's anywhere between 55 and £65 for the room tax. Now, everyone, every single person, wherever you travel to, you have to pay room tax. And that is just, we do have rates that are at zero for some of these places. You just have to pay the room tax. And I know that you're probably like, what is going on? It's special. Two-bed suite in Orlando, £114 for the member rate, plus your tax. Now it says there hashtag we are not a timeshare. We are not a timeshare. I would not go anywhere near a timeshare. We have people that have taken a membership out with us and cancelled their timeshare because this is so much more value. There's so many reasons. I mean, I'll be doing well, I've done whole videos on why timeshare just doesn't compare to what we have available. But just a couple of things that you might not be aware of. Timeshares, you are signing your life away, usually like having an extra mortgage. We have no contract. The top end membership that we have costs you less than coffee a day, and we have no contract, so you're not tied into anything. You've also not got another mortgage payment to pay. You've also not got any continuous maintenance rates. You usually got a monthly maintenance fee you got to pay. Um, you're also not restricted. So with a timeshare, there's often only certain weeks, certain destinations. I mean, sometimes the timeshare is only for at one specific complex. You've only got certain weeks you can choose from. We have millions of places all over the world. So that is something to also be mindful of. Here's an example of a getaway, and this is a trip that I took recently. Pine Lake in Carnforth, if you know it, near the lakes. 4 nights, retail rate for two adults, two children at booking.com was £705. Um, it cost me £253. I think the taxes were about £50, so that's £300. Massive, massive saving. And that was in April. Oh, that's actually one that is available next April, this April coming. But I've been to Pine Lake a couple of times now. Well, actually, Pine Lake was one of the trips that my son said, my eldest son, he said it was the best holiday he'd ever been on. At that point, he'd not yet been to Malaga, and we'd not yet been to Crete. But yeah, that's another story. Now, we're on to the third aspect of our membership that I want you to be really, really clear on. That subscription that you pay each month, it's transformed into travel points that you can redeem on world tours. This is our world tour platform. Some examples of you got the Dominican Republic there in the Caribbean, 5 days all inclusive, beachfront location, family friendly, entertainment and activities. The retail rate for this all inclusive destination is £1,790. Your member rate, £375. This is normally for two or three people. Now, when you see the total amount as well, something to just be aware of, that isn't per person, it's not per night, it's per complete stay. So the full 5 days all inclusive for two people, £375 for the Dominican Republic. Dubai, retail rate for 7 days. This is 7 days at a four-star hotel in a prime location. Top rated favorite among our world tour contingent, so the people that take the world tours regularly. Breakfast included, stylish, free Wi-Fi, retail rate £942 at least. Our member rate for two people is 112. I mean, the saving is just very, very clear on that one. And then New York, USA, 5 days, five-star resort, historic landmark status. So it's the Knickerbocker Hotel in New York, if you've heard of it. And it's that in the picture. I've been to New York when I was 21. It was my first long haul trip, and it was for my 21st birthday. And I took pictures of this building because I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And now I can go and stay there for £345 with a friend. And that's for the total stay for 5 days. And I think that includes breakfast, or I think that might be room only. But it's such a historic landmark. I mean, that's for £345. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, when we're talking about world tours, and I mentioned Crete earlier just now, this is me and some of our team at the Peninsula Resort and Spa in Crete. 5 days, all inclusive, superior sea view room, voucher with the four signature cocktails. They were lovely. We had them on the roof terrace. Um, and we didn't have them all on one night, by the way. We did spread them out. 10% discount at the spa, one complimentary a la carte meal, which I thought I'd put the picture of us having a meal on there, but I've not. This would cost you normally £913. Our member price was $99, which is the equivalent of £74. And it's funny because I've got four children. I've got two girls, two boys. I took my two girls on this trip. You can see them down here at the bottom of this. Um, and it was funny because my eldest daughter was like looking at the duty-free perfume and she found one, it was £74. I said, you know what? We're going on this trip and it's cost us that to stay in for all inclusive in our hotel, five-star hotel. And I tell you what, I've set the bar high because my kids expect five-star luxury. It's a good job I can afford to do it now. We saved £839 on that trip and it was absolutely phenomenal. This was another world tour that we've been on now that we do have flash sales that occasionally come up. We have them for Dubai, usually what I've seen in the past, but they can be for anywhere. But in the past, I've seen them for Dubai, I've seen them for Prague, I've seen them for Venice, Budapest, all sorts of different places, and those are the ones that I've been on. So I've not been to Dubai yet, but this is one that I went on. Went to Prague. I've also been to Budapest and Venice on a flash sale of $1, as you can see. We saved £888 on this trip, and there was breakfast included. This is a group of some of our fellow members. Some are from the UK, some from the US, some from the Czech Republic, some from Russia, some from Canada. I think there was people from Spain. So we are represented all across the world and we meet up on world tours. World tours are pre-planned, prepaid for trips and they're planned in advance, so they're set in stone. Whereas your getaways, you can choose your dates and destinations. Your world tours are specifically booked in advance. And they're to help us meet like this, to catch up with people that we've maybe met online, we've maybe met um whilst we've been chatting, when we've been on training calls, and it's always really, really nice to actually meet people in person because you've got a common goal as well. We love to travel. We love the experiences that it gives us. We love the culture. We love being around people that are maybe a little different to us. We like being in places that we've never experienced before. And to have that all with people from all over the world, it's a very, very special experience. I absolutely love it. And Charlotte's just saying there how much she's enjoyed her time as well. Now, I always ask at this point, what would you pay for access to these services? I've kind of give away some of the payments that we have, the investment that you make with this. Let me have a look at that chart. Malaga, Crete, love them all. Nicest food ever as well. Yes, 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 off Moo. I mean, Moo is barely in the country, Bermuda. So in the UK, she's always off and about. But we'll talk about that in a second. So what would you pay for access to these services? People always say, well, it's out of my price league. I can't afford this. It's going to be tens of thousands of pounds. It's not going to be something that I can easily have access to. The investment for this is much less than you imagine. Okay. And I've left these in dollars because our company is originally from the States. I don't want to do the exchange right now, so I'm going to just leave it in dollars for you to check out. But I'll give you a ballpark figure. So the silver membership, 69.95 a month, 69.95 a one-off, and then 52.50 per month. That works out, I think, about £37 per month. That gives you access to our search engine only. So those points that I've talked about when you pay your subscription doesn't give you access to that. It's literally just the search engine. This is a really good one if you are going on business trips regularly and you want to save money. You don't want to pay the full retail price because you go so often. You go for a few nights away for business, for example. You want to pay the wholesale rate rather than retail and save some cash. Really good way of doing it. The next one that we have is our titanium membership. Now, the titanium and platinum memberships are both exactly the same. So they give you that access to the search engine, and they also give you that access to the getaways and the world tours. So when you're spending that $75 each month, you're receiving 150 travel points back monthly. The only differences between the titanium and platinum is your titanium membership is going to give you at least 50% off the retail rates for world tours and getaways. Now, £75 monthly is around £57, depends on the exchange rate. We can look it up for you if you'd like us to, please let us know. Um, so that's the titanium membership. And there's always a one-off fee that you have to pay to start with. And that fee is there so that we can set you up on our systems. So our final membership, which is the top-notch membership, it's the one that most people choose simply because it gives you the highest discounts quicker than the other memberships altogether. So it's $135 each month, and that will give you 270 travel points every single month and at least 80% off the world tours and getaways. Now, you've seen some of the prices that I've shown you tonight. They've all been based on a platinum membership. Just going to check the chat because there was something came up in the chat then. Platinum all the way, creme de la creme. We do have people that take, and this has happened a few times, so I want to just give you this word of caution. Platinum is our most popular, and it's our most popular for a very good reason. It's because it gives you those 270 travel points and it gives you at least 80% off your retail. A lot of people think, right, I'm going to go middle of the road. I've not yet got to the point where I trust you enough to know that this is going to work for me. I know you've done it 8 years, but I'm just not quite there yet. So they go for the titanium and then they realize after a couple of months, you know what? I need to upgrade to the platinum. When that happens, because inevitably it does, you have to pay again the whole enrollment fee. I don't want that to happen for you. So if you're in that mindset right now, I want us to have an extra chat because I want it to be clear that you will be happy with that titanium membership going forward, completely with like there's no kind of you're fully on board with it. If you're not, we chat about the platinum. I mean, even the silver one, if you want the silver membership, I've got to say, I'm not sure I've actually sold any silver memberships yet. When I share, I do talk about the platinum a lot because it's just worked for me so well. And you get a return on investment as well, which I'm going to talk about in a second. That's the one Charlotte, that's the one I do, platinum. It's £100 a month and I use my Tropic Commission to pay it. I get 3 holidays abroad a year for me and the kids, or for me, my kids and mum, on some of them as they sleep 6 people. Mahmuda says I went straight in at platinum. Nick went straight in at platinum. This is the thing, and because it's the most, it just makes sense to do that. But this, like I said, it's your choice every time. This is an initial conversation about how it all works. What I would expect to happen from our call today is that we have another chat and we show you the system directly so that you can see everything that you get for your money. And we go actually, as you can see, in the back office. So you can see there's an option to get your membership for free. You refer 3 people to the same membership level as you. So say you are platinum and you refer 3 people, you then start earning from the company and you earn a daily commission. And that commission over the period of a month adds up to the same investment cost as your platinum membership. And you have to be a partner. You have to be in a partnership with our company to be able to take advantage of that. So the partnership that you can see here, it's $99 per year, and it gives you a website, back office, marketing videos, training, all you need to build a business. It gives you access to all of that, and it's an annual fee that you pay. Now, some people have taken that membership and just that partnership without taking a travel club membership. They've just used it so that they can start a business. $99 a year for a business is bloody good. Honestly, I tell you. And then what they've done then is they've started to build that commission, and then they've actually upgraded their account to then get a membership. What I would say about that, it's a good way to do things, and in principle, it sounds like a good way of doing things. But how do you share what you're actually doing with your travel? I have spoken on many platforms to many different people, and one of the and I've seen other people that have done various businesses, and I've said, well, have you used that product? Have you got your energy from that provider? Have you booked a trip through that platform? And it really takes the wind out of things when people say, well, no. Because it's like, well, how can you tell me that this is really reliable, that it's easy to use, that it's customer focused, that it's really something that I should be using if you're not using it yourself? So just something to bear in mind. But the partnership fee is well worth considering, because when you then refer three people, you get your membership for free. You have to be a partner to be able to do that. It's not a requirement. But 9 out of 10 of our members will always aim for this because they want that free membership. How good is it going to the Canaries for £6 and not having to have paid for your membership up until that point? We give a guideline of 5 to 6 months for you to take advantage of the best discounts with our membership. So if you're looking at the Platinum membership, £100 a month, it's about £600. What I would also say is when you consider it in that way, be aware that you've got a membership there that you've paid monthly, you've paid maybe £600 for. You're going to the Canaries, it's an extra £6, and then you've got the taxes on top. That's fine. So you might be looking at £650 that you've paid for 6 months. But in the meantime, during those 6 months, guess what? You've been for weekends away to, I mean, for me, it's Blackpool, where we go for a couple of nights away with the kids. You might have gone up to the lakes using your search engine. You might have used a different part of your membership and booked some theatre tickets. You might have gone and hired a car because we do car hire. You might have gone to a certain event and you've saved money with that. It's not a single trip. And how I like to compare the way that our membership works. When you go to a travel agent, you pay a deposit. That's your enrollment fee that I've just shown you. You then pay every month. And I was talking about this with the parents at my daughter's football the other night. Then you pay every month to pay off your holiday. On average, people in the UK, families in the UK will save at least £130 a month in a separate bank account to go towards their travel. So you're putting that away and you're giving it to your travel agent. In our case, you're using it for your membership every month, £100. You then have to pay your balance. So you might want to go to the Canaries, that's £6 for that balance, plus your taxes might be £65. There we go, £70 done. You've paid your balance. Your balance with a travel agent is usually more, just as a note. Um, but then you're done with the travel agent. So if you want to book something else, you've got to get your deposit together again and do that whole thing. Now, what we have with our membership, we have it ongoing. You never have to pay that enrollment fee again. The only thing that you will have to pay again is you've got your monthly membership that you're actually getting a return on investment with. If you're referring three partners, you're actually getting $150 back. So you're almost breaking even. And we're not going to stop there because we want you to earn a fair bit of money from this. But if you want to stop there, you're still getting a return on investment. But what's happening then, you're going on 5 times. Remember, I said I went on one trip a year with my kids. Now I go on at least 5. And I never have to keep paying that oh God, what's the word? I've just said it, that deposit. I never have to do it again. Um, let's have a look. We are all a product of the product. I booked a family room at a Swiss hotel for an event last December. The event host had got a discount code she shared with us. Guess what? Our back office was cheaper. Oh, I love that. And I know which event you're talking about, and I adore the girl whose event it is. But you know what? This is the best way of doing your travel. It's always going to save you money. And people will ask me online, can you do a quote for this? That reminds me, I've got someone who has asked me for a quote. I've not even done it because we're not travel agents. I found that being a travel agent was quite time consuming, and I didn't get that much back financially for the time that I spent. I was probably on less than the hourly wage, the living wage, whatever it's called. Can't get my words out. Um, and what was the saying then about doing quotes? I've been asked to do a quote. I don't tend to do quotes very often now. And the reason for that is because we are cheaper. There isn't a question about not being cheaper. We just are. We are cheaper. So someone will say, well, I want to go to Paris. Yeah, I went to Paris in November and I saved about 300 quid. We are cheaper. I don't need to look because I know that we are. It's just a matter of you understanding how this process works. Just as a quick FYI, here we have a platform as well that's really interesting. Minimum wage, that's the word. Thank you, Moo. Minimum wage. We have a extra platform on top of our search engine. Now, this does not use your subscription points that you've got every single month. This is purely the search engine aspect of your membership. And it's a really nice offering that we've got because when you use it, you get a saving, but so do we've got a free link that you can send to your friends. You get part of the saving back in reward credits that they've made. And they also get the cash saving because if it was $500 that was saved, for example, your friends would save 250 of that, and 250 of that would come back to you in reward points. That's our Ripple rewards. It has a price match guarantee as well. And I realize that I have told you so much this evening. I hope you have enjoyed what we've shared. I hope that there has been aspects of this that have just blown your mind. And I hope you want to learn more. I would please ask if there are any questions. If you want to drop anything in the chat, it's okay if you don't want to chat right now. If you would rather have a chat with us directly, that's absolutely fine, and privately. If you are watching this on replay and want to have a conversation, go back to the person that this was shared from, and we will be able to do that for you. So has anyone got anything that they would like to add before I close for the evening? Is there anything that you want to share with us about your experience, Mahmuda?
We can mix and match as well.
Yeah.
So I went to New Orleans and I used the world tour and a getaway. So I had a 10-day trip all together and I
Yeah.
saved £1,720 on that one 10-day trip. And if you think of it that way, if I wasn't doing it as a business, then that saving alone was paying for my membership for a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's a
And
no-brainer.
this is a thing. So we talk about the return on investment, but often the return on investment is in the saving anyway. Something that someone has said to me before now, what if were you planning on taking all those trips? So I take 5 trips at least a year now. Would you have took those trips if you didn't have your membership? And the honest answer is not necessarily. But when I'm going staying at somewhere for £45 for a week, and it's literally like I've stayed in Scotland and I adore Scotland. I hadn't planned at that moment in time to go to Scotland, but I went because I could for £45. I went to the nearest shopping centre, got a load of cheap food in, and what we wanted. It didn't cost a massive amount. Drove up to Scotland and had a week on holiday. And on that actual trip, loved it so much, we booked a second week and stayed for 2 weeks. I know I wouldn't have normally done that, but now I've got the freedom that I can choose to, you know?
There's also the
Shall-
opposite side of that where you do spend money on going on holidays. I've put it on my credit card. I'm still
Yeah,
paying off credit card bills from holidays going way back before I joined here.
yeah,
So lots of people have done it that way round.
yeah.
Whereas now, hell, do what we like when we like.
I know. Absolutely. Charlotte, hello, hello, hello. You're muted at the minute if you wanted to. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I was the same as Moo actually. Like I've got two kids, and what I used to do was get one all-inclusive holiday a year, and I used to go to like Palmanova or somewhere or Magaluf or somewhere,
Yeah.
all inclusive, like for a week or 2 weeks, and it used to cost me about 3.5 grand
Yeah,
like to go with the flights and everything. And I used to pay the travel agent monthly, and it was always about like 250 quid a month, and
Yeah.
then like more at the end. So I used to pay it off and then put the rest on a credit card if I hadn't got enough to pay. So when now that I do this and I pay my £100 a month, I know I've got 3 holidays in the bank.
Yeah.
And like I'm only putting £100 a month towards it.
Yeah.
And then for like, I just know I've got a holiday. And when I used to go to the all inclusive ones, it was absolutely rammed, and the kids could hardly even get in the pool or on the slides, or the eating areas were rammed.
Yeah.
So I choose the world tours to go on now, and
yeah,
they're not absolutely heaving. The luxury hotels, they're at least like 4 stars, 5 stars that I've stayed
Yeah.
in. The kids have the run of the place,
Yeah.
like there's like numerous pools and stuff they can go in. And then because I get more holidays, I go on one holiday a year with my mum as well. So
Yeah.
me and my mum went to Dubai in June, and we were absolutely blown away. We're
Yeah.
like living our best life, like
Oh,
just
wow.
insane. So yeah, I've been to loads now. And like you said, Paula, as well, when I went used a getaway to Gran Canaria, that was self-catering, but it slept six. So my
Yeah.
mum could come, my kids could come. That literally cost me 64 quid, and my flight was 86 quid return. And there was a supermarket on site, and we just bought yogurt, like dates,
yeah,
bananas, like ham, like beautiful bread and soup
Yeah.
and everything, and just stuffed our face basically, chocolate, crisps, everything.
Yeah.
And it was stunning, the area. Like it was so stunning. And we got a free bus pass as well to go to Puerto Rico, the neighbouring like town. So I'm just absolutely buzzing by this travel club. If you
It's
can't,
amazing because
I
you
love
can,
it.
it's amazing because you always work to your budget, don't you? When you got
Yeah.
kids, you just got to work to your budget. My budget was always like that. Now, my travel budget is like that without even trying. So I just, it's
Yeah,
given us
like
so much freedom. Go on. Yeah.
no, that was it. I was just saying, I love it so much. Like when you first told me about it all those years ago, I thought that can't be true. It can't it's but now I realise because all of us have a membership, the price just gets divided by everyone that's got a travel club membership, and that's why we can afford it. And there's nothing, that's all there is to it. And I better shut up now because I'm going on about it
No,
but
for
it's
ages.
amazing. Thank you so
not
much for
just, it's
sharing.
also school holidays because we all went on Malaga, didn't we? It was half
Oh
term.
yeah,
I took my son, you had your kids, Paul had your kids, and the kids got on. First time they'd
Yeah,
ever
it was amazing.
met. We were like, yeah,
That's
you
so
guys
much
go on,
fun.
yeah.
do what you want.
Yeah, they were home at like 3 o'clock in the morning, weren't they? Like
Yeah.
just playing and stuff and
I know. They still
cards.
talk about that now, you know. They loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
Right, I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for coming on. Um, and yeah, thank you so much for being so open and chatting about everything. No problem, Leanne. If there's any questions or anything, I know that there will be questions and anything that needs clarifying, please get in touch with us. It's so good to see you all. Thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. There'll be a recording of this as well, so if you want to watch the recording, I'll get it over to you, Charlotte, soon. You can send it over
Oh,
to me.
bro.
All right, I'll
Thank
see you
you.
soon. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye
Bye.
bye.